Day 4 begins deep in the Rocky Mountains. At about 6 in the morning, our train is approaching the town of Hinton in Alberta. The outside temperature is a brisk -23 Celsius. It stands as a reminder that winter in this part of Canada is not something to be taken lightly. We get ready for the day and head to the dining car for breakfast. Today's breakfast is slightly different from the usual service. Instead of a hot meal, we're served with a continental breakfast, which includes pastries, fruits, teas, and coffees. The reason for this lighter meal is because we're going to be spending the entire morning in Jasper National Park. Despite yesterday's delays, the train has managed to recover quite a bit of time overnight. We are now running only about 2 hours behind schedule. As we continue westwards, the scenery becomes unmistakably alpine. The road running parallel to the railway is lined with lodges, hotels, and mountain resorts, many of them decorated for the holidays. It's Christmas Eve after all. Soon, the train slows as we roll gently into Jasper Station. Originally, this stop was scheduled to last about 3 hours, allowing passengers plenty of time to explore the town. However, due to our numerous delays, the stop has been shortened to about an hour and a half. Still, it's more than enough time for us to step outside and take in the wintry surroundings. As we step onto the platform, we notice old baggage carts lined neatly beside the station. At the far end of the train, a small crew has already gathered near the dome cars. A crane is positioned nearby, and the crew are seen cleaning the windows of the dome car to ensure that the passengers have a clear view of the spectacular scenery ahead. Jasper Station is one of the most charming stops along the route. The current station building dates back to 1926, constructed by the Grand Trunk Pacific Railway. Built in a distinctive rustic Alpine style, the station was designed to blend naturally with the surrounding mountains and forests. Inside the station, the atmosphere feels very warm and welcoming. Old wooden seats are arranged around the waiting area, and a simple whiteboard lists the arrival and departure times for our train. One particularly charming feature is a stuffed bear. Displayed inside the station, it stands as a nod to the wildlife that inhabits Jasper National Park. Along the walls, photographs show Jasper through the decades. Early railway scenes, historic hotels, and images of mountaineers exploring the surrounding peaks. One corner of the station is reserved for prestige class passengers, while the wall at the end contains maps and information about the towns which visitors are more than welcome to take. Stepping outside the station, we are greeted by a remarkable sight. It's the Canadian National Steam Locomotive 6015. Decorated for the holidays, this engine stands proudly beside the station. Built in 1923, this locomotive once hauled freight and passenger trains through these very mountains. Today, it serves as a monument to the era of steam, a reminder of the immense effort required to build and operate railways in the Rockies. We cross the road and begin to explore this mountain town. The streets are lined with souvenir shops, cafes, and small restaurants, many offering locally made goods, winter clothing, and mountain-themed memorabilia. Jasper is a small town, but it sits at the heart of one of the largest national parks in Canada. We continue walking and we eventually reach the Jasper town sign. It's a popular spot for visitors to take photos. Nearby is a beautifully illuminated public artwork glowing softly in the winter morning. The town hall is also beautifully decorated for the holidays. As we continue walking, I notice something fascinating around the streetlights. Each lamp is surrounded by a glowing halo. This effect is caused by diamond dust, tiny ice crystals suspended in the cold air. When light passes through them, it scatters in all directions, creating luminous rings and shimmering sparkles. It's a magical sight, one that only appears during extremely cold and calm conditions. We attempt to stop by the historic Snow Dome Coffee Bar, but unfortunately it's closed at this time. Instead, we wandered through a few shops and check out the cool Alpine architecture. We eventually head to a gift shop and pick up some postcards before making our way back to the train. The sun has just begun to rise over the mountains, lighting up the town. Alas, our time in Jasper has come to an end. Now that we're back on board and settled, let's go for a shower room tour. Each sleeping car has a shared shower facility available to all sleeper class passengers. A shower kit is provided that contains 2 towels along with soaps and shampoos. Inside the shower room, there's a small seating area, a storage space, a bin for waste, and the shower itself. Having the opportunity to freshen up each day makes the journey feel less like travel and more like a luxurious holiday on rails. The water pressure is surprisingly good and the temperature is just right. Back in the dome car, we watch as our train departs Jasper Station and begins its journey deeper into the Rocky Mountains. Almost immediately, the landscape becomes dramatic. Towering peaks rise on both sides of the valley. Their slopes covered in dense forests of spruce, pine, and fir. Snow clings to the branches and blankets the ground below, creating a scene that feels almost impossibly pristine. The Canadian Rockies are among the youngest mountain ranges in North America. They were formed millions of years ago when immense geological forces pushed layers of ancient seabed rock upwards, creating the jagged peaks and deep valleys we see today. Building a railway through terrain like this was an extraordinary feat of engineering. Workers blasted tunnels through solid rock, carved narrow ledges along cliff faces, and built bridges across deep river valleys, all with far fewer tools than we have today. The forests surrounding us tell another story as well. Many of these forests have been shaped by wildfires, which are a natural and essential part of the ecosystem in the Rockies. Periodic fires clear old growth, return nutrients to the soil, and allow new forests to emerge. If you look carefully along the slopes, you can sometimes see patches of younger trees growing amongst older ones. A quiet reminder that these mountains are constantly renewing themselves. As we travel deeper into the mountains, the staff serve us with glasses of mimosa. It's a wonderful way to celebrate Christmas Eve while crossing one of the most spectacular landscapes in the world. Our train continues to travel westwards, snaking through snow-covered mountains and valleys. Along the way, we pass several sea and freight trains, a reminder that these rails remain vital to Canada's economy. Soon, our train begins to follow the shoreline of Moose Lake. This lake stretches for several kilometers alongside the railway and the Yellowhead Highway, which also runs through this mountain valley. Moose Lake sits at the elevation of roughly 1,060 meters and forms part of the Fraser River watershed. During the summer months, it becomes a popular destination for camping, canoeing, fishing, and wildlife viewing. But in winter, it transforms into something entirely different. The surface of the lake is mostly frozen, yet large patches of open water remain. From these openings, steam rises slowly into the cold mountain air. This effect is breathtaking, a veil of mist drifting above the water, framed by snow-covered forests and distant peaks. It almost looks like the lake itself is breathing. Moose, deer, and occasionally wolves can be found in this valley during different seasons, though in winter, wildlife sightings tend to be rarer. Still, the sense of wilderness here is undeniable. Not long after leaving Moose Lake behind, we enter Mount Robson National Park. Mount Robson is the highest peak in the Canadian Rockies. Standing 3,954 meters tall, it towers over the other mountains. Because of the weather patterns in this region, Mount Robson is often hidden by clouds. Seeing it clearly is a rare privilege for travelers passing through. As we continue westwards, the railway winds along cliffs and through narrow valleys. At times, the train passes so close to rock faces that it feels as though you could reach out and touch them. Along these tracks, we also notice monitoring poles equipped with sensors. These are part of modern railway safety systems, designed to detect rockfalls and landslides, alerting crews if any debris threaten the tracks. We pass through several tunnels, each one briefly plunging the dome car into complete darkness, before revealing another spectacular mountain view on the other side. Gradually, the terrain begins to change. The peaks soften slightly, the valleys widen. The railway begins its descent out of the highest mountains. As the Rockies begin to thin, we head back to the dining car for brunch. For our main course, we went with the beef-cured salmon salad and a classic Eggs Benedict, accompanied with a banana bread French toast. Just like every other meal on board the Canadian, brunch was excellent. Following brunch, we returned once again to the park car. We spent much of the early afternoon here simply watching the landscape unfold. From above in the dome, the train curves gracefully through the mountains, occasionally revealing its own length, a shining ribbon of stainless steel threading its way through the wilderness. Soon, we come across one of the unexpected highlights of this section of the journey. Our train begins to slow slightly as we approach Pyramid Falls. The waterfall spills dramatically down a steep cliff face, but in winter, it looks almost otherworldly. Much of the cascade has frozen into massive sheets of ice, creating a towering sculpture of white and blue. It's one of those moments that perfectly captures the magic of long-distance rail travel. Fleeting, unexpected, and utterly unforgettable. After Pyramid Falls, the mountains gradually begin to soften as we move further into BC's interior. The forest grows thicker again. The terrain becomes slightly more rounded as we leave the highest peaks behind. At around 5:30, we head to the dining car for our final dinner on board. Tonight's meal feels particularly special, not only because it's the last evening of the journey, but because it's also Christmas Eve. For the soup of the day, we go with the warm butternut squash soup. For our main course, I have the Christmas turkey with stuffing, while my partner opts for the rack of lamb with rice. For dessert, we share a decadent white chocolate cake. Shortly after dinner, our train arrives at Kamloops Station. Kamloops sits in the interior of BC, at the meeting point of the North and South Thompson Rivers. For centuries, it served as a gathering place for Indigenous communities, and later became an important trading and transportation hub. Today, it remains a critical railway centre for Western Canada. However, the station itself is quite different from those we just visited earlier. The Kamloops Station is located within an active CN freight rail yard. The passenger facilities here are very modest but functional. Because of freight operations surrounding the station, passengers are not allowed to wander too far from the train. Stepping onto the platform, the first thing we notice is the air feels warmer than it did in the prairies. After days of deep winter temperatures across northern Ontario and the prairies, the climate here feels almost mild in comparison. The sky is perfectly clear, revealing a bright field of stars overhead. Sadly, my camera cannot capture all of the beauty. Surrounding us in every direction are mountains, dark silhouettes rising against the night sky. Quite a few passengers step outside, while others remain on board enjoying the warmth of the train. At the rear of the train, we see several passengers gathered in the bullet lounge, enjoying quiet drinks and conversations while watching the final mountain scenery fade into the night. It feels like a peaceful and fitting end to our last evening on the train. Good night! After 4 days of crossing Canada, we wake up early the next morning. Looking across the platform, we realize we've already arrived at Vancouver's Union Station. Before disembarking, we head to the dining car for our final breakfast on board the Canadian. For our last meal, we enjoyed the chef's omelette along with a bowl of fresh fruit. Alongside that, we have buttermilk pancakes served with bacon and sausages. Soon, it's time for us to leave the train. Walking beside the stainless steel cars, it feels strange knowing that this space, which has been our moving home over the past 4 days, is now part of the past. The stainless steel cars that carried us across forest, plains, mountains, and rivers now sits quietly beneath the morning light of Vancouver. Vancouver's Pacific Central Station opened in 1919, built by the Canadian Northern Railway and later serving the Canadian National Network. Its classical design with tall columns and symmetrical architecture reflects the era when rail travel was the primary gateway to cities across Canada. Today, it continues to serve long-distance trains like the Canadian, along with regional and international services. So, how much could this journey cost you? Normally, a sleeper cabin on the Canadian for the full distance comes in at around $4,368. However, Via Rail frequently runs seasonal promotions throughout the year depending on demand, offering between 15 to 25% discounts on long-distance routes. For a 4-night journey across the entire country with accommodations, meals, and unparalleled scenery included, this feels like exceptional value. Because this journey is not just transportation, it's a moving window into the geography, history, and scale of Canada. Thank you for joining us on this adventure on board the Canadian. Until next time, bye!